next day they had a bunch of people, and so her husband was blind, like I'm talking blind, and so when I asked who knows anything about lashing ropes, and the wife goes, well, Sam does. And I'm like, he's blind. But I wasn't going to say anything. But he got down on his hands and knees. So first of all, we spread out a tarp because we didn't have a buffalo hide, and we put the two wheels kind of the dish side at the bottom like that. So they were side by side, and then I put his hands right in the right spot. And he did a way better lashing job than I ever could have done. And he was always feeling where the rope was, where the end of the rope was, and he did a really nice job, and he lashed that together. And then I'd bought in some 2x4s to make a frame with. Normally they would have used logs, but I figured cutting down their logs probably wouldn't have been in good taste. So we lashed the logs in a frame and brought the tarp over all the way, and then we dropped, this is called a basket. We dropped the basket down onto the boat, and it actually stayed above water. Wow. So I got on, and a guy towed me across Whiskey Creek, and then when we got towed back, then Patty, she was like, I said, does anybody else want to get on? And Patty was like, yeah, I do. So she got on, and then she called me back on again for a photo op. And then one side got a little bit too low, and then took on water, and then the whole thing went sinking to the bottom of Whiskey Creek.
Oh, geez.
Which was probably about that.
Oh, good. Probably good you didn't try the Mississippi.
Yeah.
Even in what?
No.
That's true, yeah.
So did you go through Crow Wing County, do you know?
I don't know where that starts.
That's
we
right
made it
smack in the middle of Minnesota.
Okay, we made it, does anybody know where Old Woodine is? Mm-hmm. We made it as far as Old Woodine. Oh. And I don't know if you guys knew that it was destroyed by a tornado a few weeks ago, but yeah.
So is there, like, where would one find a map of where this trail used to go?
I know some of you, I'm sure, have read the book Red River. It was written by 3 Minnesota women. Red River Trail, sorry. I can get it for you. It's the Bible of the trail, because it has, they did a lot of research. And hey, Patty, could you get the Red River Trail book?
Okay.
Okay.
Here, can I have the keys?
Oh yeah, sorry.
There's a postcard on eBay right now too of the Red River Oxcart.
Well, the reason that I was asking is that a few years ago there was an artist here when there was an art center at the Lock House.
Yeah.
There was a artist who had put together a map, did an overlay of the current map of this area of where the Oxcart trail went, and so I was.
Well, that'd be cool to see it. I did it. I had to do it by hand. I didn't know somebody else already done it, but I also have a Minnesota atlas, and so yeah, I was like, I'd go from the Bible, which you'll bring out, and then I would go to the atlas, and I'd try to get it as accurate as I could. But you're kind of guessing a little bit because there's not as many landmarks on there. But there's the times when I've checked either from Google Earth or whatever, people telling stories from the trail, and like I was always within like a quarter mile. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think, they did a good job, but it was a number of times I'd pull out my Google Earth or just my Google Maps, whatever, on the phone, and I could still see. You couldn't see it from the ground, but from the Google satellite, from the satellite image, you could still see exactly where the trail went, and usually it was like very close to where I'd marked it.
Is that Rhoda Gilman's book?
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Rhoda was with the Minnesota Historical Society, and she wrote the Bible to the Red River Oxcart Trail in something like 1979.
This is it. So it has the Red River trails were actually kind of a lot of trails, but there's 3 main ones, and the one that goes right by in front of the Banfield Tavern was like it was kind of the combination of 2 trails, 2 main trails. One was called Woods or Crow Wing Trail, and some people call it Pembina Trail. It's got a lot of names. And then the middle trail also came across the middle and joined this one too. So it was just a network of trails.
Speaking about the tavern, so here's what I suggest. Why don't we move inside? I'll just make some quick introductions and then story time, and we'll do a toast.
To cover the book,
okay.
So I get the book.
Sorry, you want the cover?
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so we're gonna move on inside.
I should be getting commission on these because I probably got talked about 3 or 4 people tonight.
So what inspired you to do this anyway?
Yeah, I'll answer that.
All right. Yeah, think about that one. Excuse me.
Yeah.